You're still coming down the first time, bruh. Like, what the hell do you want me to do? Right? So a lot of our contention came from that.
And even though he was older, you were still confronting him. You didn't.
Short term is all these quick dopamine hits. I'd rather scroll on social media than go work out. I'd rather watch a YouTube video than make these sales calls. And you give yourself this false perception of being, because if you committed to doing an 8 a.m. workout, 9 a.m. workout, whatever time it is, that's the time block you committed to that workout, or that's the time block you committed to making those sales calls. There's probably better quality carbs that I could have eaten. But remember, there was no Google, there was no Claude, there was no Chat GPT, and there was certainly no YouTube and bro science podcasts system. And this is so important for you to understand. And I'll give you an example on the business side. When I wrote my book, Man Up, I'd never written a book. I just knew that I had to write a book. I felt called to write, telling me I can't do it, I shouldn't do it, I'm lean enough, you've already lost, 14, 15 pounds, you're good to go. Nope, you're already making enough money, you could stop there. Nope, there's more, there's a lot more money.
No matter who you are, there are bumps and hits and bruises along the way. And my advice is to prepare yourself, because football lessons teach.
That's exactly what you need to do with all your goals. So then the third part of the system of discipline is time blocking. If I know that I'm gonna write one,
Wise as you said, if they need help with anything, carrying groceries out, or they've fallen, or someone's trying to mug them, they can count on you to help them. And just even being,
and not to think that I've arrived or to think that I'm something different or better than anyone else. I just thought, man, we put our mind to it. We accomplished something incredible.
this is all coming back to me right now. There's also a game in Phoenix, my first year we were playing, and he kept posting up, but they kept leave you, and like you're walking around and it's embarrassing because you shot 5 air balls. Get over yourself, right? And then after that, it's okay, well, why did those air balls happen? With hype has nothing to do with camaraderie. Is stone cold killer. And I would listen to that song over and over and over again. That's when you know, I mean, it was crazy. You know, a guy at that size, generally guys at that size are a little timid and they don't want to be tall. They don't want to be big. And as a competitor, I'm not ducking shit. Like, it's not, oh my God, my back hurts, I'm sore, we gotta play Vince Carter and Toronto Raptors tonight. We actually had this happen. We had a game against Toronto, and very psychotic, but whatever. I used to play the Halloween theme song over and over and over in my headphones.
Didn't quite have the confidence to ask Nakaya to the prom, so never made it to the prom and never dated Nakaya, but I got to date the greatest dude on the planet, which was the newest 2.0 version of myself. And so with that said, once I see it on the scale, if I let it go 2 days, 3 days, 4 days of no weight, and I don't weigh myself, guess what happens next? Then when I do get on the scale a week later, oh my God, I talked about a deadline. When you have a specific goal and you have a deadline attached to it, now you can push towards the outcome knowing that that deadline is coming. Think of can't, you shouldn't, you don't know how, you've gone too long, and it starts putting in these moments of fear and doubt and insecurity in you. And your job is to go, hey, this is non-negotiable. And how do you do that? Now you've accepted that as your identity. When you say need to, it's a goal. When you say I am, it's an identity. And soon as you make something your identity, that is step one. The more weight, body fat I can take off, the better my long-term health will be, right? And so with those two goals in mind, I was like, you know what, dude? I think if I go from 233 to 205 pounds, and specifically,
He was another one that came in. You thought for sure, he was gonna be one of the, in a whole different league when he came in. Obviously, he just I don't know what his vertical leap was, 46, 47, out of this world.
And so most of the time these days, people are searching podcasts, YouTube, social media for external motivation from people who...
In the back, Mario was asking me a question. Mario asked me a question that says, what do you think about when you think about Kobe? And I said, the first thing that comes to my mind is my dad.
So that is my next obsession, is how do we lead that charge from the front? How do we take an animation industry that...
If you have to miss once, you can all miss every now and again, but never miss twice in a row. If you do, you're now developing a habit and a pattern of being a loser. And you, my friend, are not a loser.
A level of respect, and for Shaq too, by the way. And I know he's told me that day was a big turning point for him, because it was like, he's generally used to
hundreds of girls.
And so you make a different kind of friends.
Go join a book club. Go join whatever it is that you're interested in. And soon you develop a friendship and a bond, and you've got a community of like-minded people who share your few days or a few weeks, right? Versus the dopamine hit of scrolling on social media, the dopamine hit of taking a bite of that Jolly Burger or that fried mozzarella stick, that's instant. And so there's...
Yeah.
Game ends, they win the first game. My dad gets up and my dad says, Patrick, take me to the hospital. We went straight to the hospital because he was having heart issues. So that's how much we go back watching. Did you guys, would you sit at because you're obviously very detailed, your show. I mean, you're a very, very detailed guy. Would you guys have a meeting, like I sit there and say, okay, you told them this. First year.
18 years old, man, 18 years old. And I must have been out of my damn mind.
Take the big goal and break it down into small micro goals every single day that you can do. And take that into hourly goals you could do every single day. Step 3 is
the 4.3 speed that Michael Vick had. I didn't have the size that a lot of guys had, but I did have something inside of me that no one could
want that. So knowing that, you forgive yourself once, and then you fight the downward spiral poison, because it is poison. When you miss one,
I'm doing the math. You've been playing golf for like 100 fucking years. I have not picked up a golf club. Ever. The last thing you're going to...
Anything that you measure gets improved. I told you guys that starting January 4th of this year, 2026, my goal was to go from 233 pounds to 205 pounds, right?
He's done. Superman theme, did that. Indiana Jones, did that. Jaws, did that. Harry Potter, did that. The Olympics theme, daughter's birthday, I'd fly back, be there for her birthday, and then fly back with the team. Just to make sure I don't miss anything.
Respect. What's the least amount of, very simply, the fact that you say the work ethic side, the fact that you say work ethic side, and you say, hey, if he would have worked that hard as I did, do you think if he would have had the same level of, I don't want like this, but Kobe shows up. I mean, I'm like a kid in a candy, so when you show up, I'm like, oh, no more Sedale treat. We're gonna get some real players. Nothing against these guys, but we wanted some entertainment,
I just need to lose 1 pound, and then I need to lose another pound, and then I need to lose another pound. So I figured out how much activity I do, 2 to 3 days a week of jiu-jitsu, and then I do 5-6 days a week of weight.
I'm asking this, shape. I hear you saying all the time, and he takes it.
I tell him all the time.
I'm asking this question for a different reason. I'm asking this question because, look, we've grown as a company extremely fast. We went from 1 hour
shows from the 90s, but even though I wanted to do those things, I had shifted the identity. My motive, my reason why was bigger than my desire to eat cereal and watch TV after school. And so my identity had shifted to no, and that fat is gonna take you days to burn off, but it took you minutes to put on. And I share that with you because winners think long term before they have that thing.
To be successful at anything, the truth is you don't have to be special. You just have to be what examples of men who embody that work ethic, integrity, purpose, determination, and discipline that it takes to be a champion in life.
It's gonna steal your time, which means now the 4th step of this system is what? I create a rule, and the rule goes like this: never miss twice rule. That's it. The never miss twice rule.
And so her attention to detail with that as well are examples for our children. And then for my wife, it's, she's as competitive as I am.
Get my creatine, get my protein supplementation in, drink my Trillium Wellness shot, rinse and repeat every day. That's it. I just attack 1 day at a time, knowing that July 22nd.
That all your friends are sleeping in and eating pancakes. It's hard when you're on your way to practice, weighed down with all your gear, and it's 90 degrees out and all the other kids are at the pool or at the beach. And
that which we measure, you get to improve. So daily, I get to weigh myself, and once a week, I do a body fat test. And that holds me accountable towards my goals, right? And if you can do that, now we move on to number 9. And as I look back now I had this massive realization that discipline was a byproduct back then for me of 3 specific things.
Hit the free throws, and then you walked off the stage.
Yeah.
And then you got the surgery done.
Yeah.
How the hell do you tolerate?
Eventually would lead this broken ship to the shore it was trying to get to in the first place.
So was he constantly instigating and steering in his own way?
That's what he was doing, man. So like, if you ever seen the movie Moana, if anybody has kids here, I'm
Later, as I did the research on it, I realized discipline is a system. It's not a personality trait, it's a system. And I had accidentally stumbled upon the system of discipline.
going on. And then, you know, and big ass Phil's there doing it himself. He's like, you know, he's doing this whole, like, doing all this stuff, you know. And I'm like, damn, okay, I'm gonna try it. But I'm
supplements like I used to. I say used to because I stopped taking all these different supplements, and you can now throw away your vitamin C, throw away your zinc, throw away your vitamin D3, your B12, your ginger.